you were surprised with Usyk coming in at 233, good or bad?
I think it tells you the story of the fight. I think Usyk is going to box off the front foot. I think regardless of the size difference, I think he's going to try and bully Tyson Fury. You know, you heard him say there, I will not leave you alone. I think Fury's going to box off the back foot. He's coming in light. He's going to try and move. And I think Usyk's going to be on him. I think he's going to be, you know, punches in bunches, using his angles. I think he's going to attempt to terrorise Tyson Fury tomorrow night. Now, whether that's even possible, I have no idea. But I was like a fan up there. I weaseled my way on the stage just so I could see it because I wanted to see it up close. And it's the first time I've ever seen Oleksandr Usyk show any kind of emotion. I mean, the teeth were gritted and he was fired up. And I'll tell you, I can't wait for tomorrow. What an atmosphere here, by the way, as well. Unbelievable.
Eddie Hearn sneaking on stage.
I was. Competition winner.
I can't believe it, right? It's almost like cut the cornflakes out, you're back there. Eddie, you've done shows in Vegas, big ones. Canelo, you've done shows in the UK, Wembley Stadium, AJ. How does this weighing compare to those?
You have to understand that when you come to a new territory, a new market, things take time. You know, it takes time to become a destination for boxing. The people from the area and from the Middle East take time to understand the sport, to learn the sport. It's growing on the ground here, but now you've got, I don't know, what, 4, 5, 6,000 Brits that have travelled over from the UK, from Dubai. Like, this is an unbelievable atmosphere. That felt like Las Vegas down there tonight. And tomorrow night, you're going to get a special, special fight, a special night. You know, and it just doesn't stop coming. Obviously, you've got Catchall Taylor next week. Then we're back out here for the 5v5. But look, history in the making tomorrow night. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people, you know, His Excellency probably watching that atmosphere there saying, it's coming, you know, it's coming. And it's going to take time. But the speed in which it's building out here is incredible. And you'll see the atmosphere tomorrow night will be very different.
Eddie, I'll pay a penny for the thought of AJ. He's here. What does he make of all of this? And who does he think's going to win?
Secretly sad, probably, because we chased it for so long. And it will come. His shot undisputed will come. But for now, you know, I like the way he doesn't really want to come down and get involved because it's their time. It's nothing to do with Anthony Joshua. You know, hopefully he gets his shot for the undisputed championship. But this is Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk's night. On paper right now, they're number 1 and number 2 in the heavyweight division. They've earned the right to battle for all the belts. So we enjoy that. After that, I'm sure he'll answer questions, but you're never going to see him jumping over gates, trying to call people out or asking the media to talk to him and do interviews. He's in the gym at the moment. He wants the winner. But of course, like all of us, he'll be watching like a hawk tomorrow night.
Let's see the face-off again, Eddie. I want your thoughts on it. Again, we've never seen this from Oleksandr Usyk. Obviously, Fury, the instigator here. But normally, look at Usyk's ready to go there. We don't see that. This is a surprise to see this from Usyk. But I like the fact he's not backing down.
Yeah, I mean, actually, he didn't lose his rag as much as I thought he did.
No, he didn't.
But I much preferred my story, to be honest. I thought it was much better. But it's unlike me.
And it shows where your courage was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But look, I mean, I think both of them. I mean, Fury looks in great shape. He looks very well. He looks very healthy. You know what you're going to get for Usyk. Listen, what is he, 12 pound heavier than the Dubois fight? I think interesting, if you look back on Usyk's weight as a heavyweight, especially over the last 3 fights, I think every one has been 221 pounds. You know, the 2 fights against AJ and the Dubois fight. So coming in 12 pound heavier, in my opinion, has to be a risk because you're not used to fighting at that weight. You know, I don't think he's going to tire. Is he going to have the same kind of intensity and output as before? Probably, but it's new to him.
But he's had, with the postponement, maybe time to train with that weight, see how it feels on him.
Will he be stronger? Will he punch harder?
Well, you said, you know, that shows an intent to bully Fury.
I think so.
I sort of agree with you because, you know, the safest place for the guy who's long is inside that reach. That's where we need to be. But Fury's still a big guy with fast feet, so you know, he's got to be more than just a bully there. He's still got to keep that mobility that's made in the Usyk that we know.
Well, I think that they both need to adapt during the fight, and Usyk does that very well. I wouldn't be surprised if Usyk built up a lead early in the fight, and Tyson has to adapt, change, maybe become more aggressive. Who knows, is the cut going to open up? You know, make him chase the fight a little bit harder. If you're chasing the fight against Oleksandr Usyk, it's never an easy thing to do. You know, you saw AJ fall behind, you start chasing the fight, you're getting pinged, he's moving in and out. I mean, look, we could talk about it for hours. I have no idea.
Could you see a finish in this fight? Could you see a stoppage or KO? We were talking to Alex Krasiak the other day, wasn't we, Barry? They're convinced.
I know.
But around round 10, they're convinced that they stopped
both camps. I've been around both camps in the hotel, you know, with Frank and George, and both camps truly believe they win the fight by stoppage. Honestly, I don't see it personally. You know, I know that you talk about Usyk's weak to the body. You got, like, you know, look, AJ hit him to the body. You saw one moment where he kind of turned away from a low blow, but I don't know if Fury's going to be the most prolific body puncher in the world. And
he hasn't been.
No, and I don't know if Usyk punches hard enough to stop Tyson Fury, unless, you know, the Ngannou knockdown, maybe his chin's not what it was, but Fury's got a good chin. You know, I can't see Oleksandr Usyk stopping Tyson Fury, and I'm not sure I can the other way around. I think this fight goes 12 rounds.
But Usyk pressurised you and tries to tire you out, then fatigue sets in, then he gets the stoppage. But I can't see that either, because one thing Fury does have is a good engine, you know, and he knows how to manage rounds quite well.
He does, but when you look back at the Joshua fight, you know, in the second fight, you look at rounds 10, 11, 12. What he did in those rounds, Usyk, was incredible. He looked hurt in the 9th. We were all going mad, and he just came out like a train. And it's the volume of punches. I just feel that if Fury's boxing off the back foot, flicking out the jab, pot-shotting and holding, he's got to compete with the volume of Usyk in terms of the judges' scorecards, because he throws so many punches. And that's going to be a problem for Tyson Fury, and that's why he might have to switch this fight up after a few rounds.
Eddie, it'd be wrong of me to get you up here without talking about your fighters, Joe Opetaia, Joe Cordina. Big opportunities for them. Joe to continue his dominance in retaining in his IBF belt, and obviously Opetaia trying to get that IBF belt back.
You know what, actually 2 brilliant fights. Like, Kakachi's a tough fight for anybody. This delay is actually a blessing for Joe Cordina, because that turnaround to the February date was really short, and he was training in LA with Conor and the team. His weight, you know, we know that 130 is a struggle for Joe. He's been out here for 3 weeks. He's in the shape of his life, Joe. I think you'll get a blistering performance and a big statement from him. Jai Opetaia scares the absolute life out of me.
I'm Darren.
You know, I'd like to be his friend. I think he's got absolutely no interest in even talking to me. He just grunts. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, Joe. You know, and he's looking in Maris Brady's eyes. Don't forget that a lot of people watching this won't realise fight 1 was incredible. You know, it's a fight of the year contender. Brady's broke Jai Opetaia's jaw in 2 places, and I think you'll see the difference between a 26-year-old and a 28-year-old from Opetaia tomorrow night. And also, Brady's getting older. And just the difference in terms of how Jai has grown as a fighter, the belief. You know, the 2 last performances have been sensational. This is another level in Brady's. He says this is his last fight, win, lose or draw, Brady's. Is that good or bad? If it gets tough, do you duck out, or do you say, I'm giving it everything as my last roll of the dice? Brady's is a tough man, by the way, and I think he'll give it everything. I think Opetaia will stop him, and I think Cordina will win by late stoppage as well.
Eddie, thank you very much.